The sixth lesson from the 12th standard Goa Board French portion talks about the mobile phone and its dangers and how to avoid being threatened by the phone. Okay, pour un portable moins nocif. For a phone or for a mobile phone that is less threatening, that is less toxic. Nocif is toxic or threatening, something that is harmful. Okay, so le téléphone portable est une invention très utile pour la société. Il ne faut donc pas interdire la fabrication ou la vente. Les fabricants doivent les améliorer pour réduire leurs dangers. So, the mobile phone, okay, in short, we just call it le portable. It's actually le téléphone portable. The mobile phone is an invention that is very useful for society. Therefore, donc, il ne faut pas, we should not, or it is not required that we stop, that we prohibit, interdire, to ban, to prohibit the fabrication is manufacturing, production, ou la vente, or the sale. This on here is talking about the phones, okay? So it is not necessary, therefore, that we should stop the production and the sale of them, of the phones. Les fabricants doivent les améliorer pour réduire le danger. But what has to be done? If you're not going to stop the production, les fabricants, the producers, manufacturers, ought to improve them. How? Pour réduire leur danger, to reduce their dangers, to make them more safe. Et nous tous, les utilisateurs, nous devons nous protéger de ces dangers. And all of us, the users, okay, the users of the phones, nous devons nous protéger. We have to protect ourselves de ces dangers, from these dangers of the phone. Comment? How? Voici les conseils d'un spécialiste du cancer, Dr. David Servan Schreiber. So this is the name of a cancer specialist, okay, and he has given these tips on how you can reduce the dangers that arise from using the phone. Les conseils, advice. So the first one, n'utilise pas le portable avant l'âge de 15 ans. Pourquoi? Parce qu'à l'adolescence, ton cerveau n'a pas fini de se développer et il est donc beaucoup plus sensible aux ondes du portable. So do not use the phone before the age of 50. Avant, before. You can see all these will be in the imperative tense because they are instructions. Why now? Why should you not be using the phone before you turn 15? Because at adolescence, ton cerveau n'a pas fini de se développer. Your brain, ton cerveau is your brain, has not finished or is not yet fully developed. So développé has not yet developed itself completely. Et il est donc beaucoup plus sensible. It is therefore a lot more sensitive. Sensible is not sensible, it is sensitive. Okay? Aux ondes du portable. Aux ondes. Les ondes are the waves, either when you're talking about the sea or when you're talking about your phone, the radiations. Okay? Then the second point, quand tu utilises un portable, when you're using a phone, there are two modes. Okay? Au mode veille is when you're in standby mode, and you have au mode communication when it's on. Okay? So when it's on standby, éloigne-le le plus possible de ton corps. Distance it away, éloigner, to keep it at a distance. So distance it as much as possible, le plus possible de ton corps, from your body. Ne le transporte pas sur toi. Do not transport it on yourself, as in, do not keep it on your body. Okay? Mets dans ton sac. Put it in your bag. Si tu n'as pas de sac et que tu le mets dans ta poche, dirige la face clavier vers ton corps et la face antenne vers l'extérieur. So if you don't have a bag at that point in time and you have to take your phone, et que tu le mets dans ta poche and you are putting it in your pocket instead, la poche, pocket, what do you have to do? You can still be a little on the safer side by putting the keyboard face, that is the front face, la face clavier. The clavier is the keyboard, okay? So the front face towards your body et la face antenne vers l'extérieur. And the antenna face, that is the back face towards the outside. Okay, diriger is always followed by the preposition vers, towards. La nuit, pose-le sur ton bureau, surtout pas sous ton oreiller. At night, keep it on your desk. Okay, pose le. Keep it on your desk and never under your pillow. This is a bad habit some people have. They put it under their pillow in the fear that they won't hear their alarms ring. Never do that. Always on your desk. Then some advice for when you're using it in the on mode, okay, communication mode. Utilise un kit main libre. Utilize a hands-free kit. That is basically your earphones. Quand tu téléphones, attends que ton correspondant décroche avant de coller ton oreille sur le portable. So when you're calling someone up, attends que. Wait for your correspondent, wait for the receiver, the one whom you're calling, to pick up. Décrocher, to pick up. So wait for that person to pick up avant de coller ton oreille sur le portable, before sticking the phone to your ear. So you listen, and when the person picks up, then only you stick the phone to your ear. Coller is to stick. Dans le métro, le train ou le bus, il faut éviter d'utiliser ton portable car tu exposes injustement tes voisins aux ondes. In the metro, in the train, or in the bus, it is better to avoid using the phone. Why? Car tu exposes injustement tes voisins aux ondes. So not only are you endangering yourself by using the phone, you are also endangering your neighbors, those who are sitting or standing around you in the train or the bus when you use the phones, and that is not their fault. Therefore, it is unjust, unfairly. Okay? Then, les longues conversations t'exposent à plus d'ondes. Préfère donc les SMS et ne téléphone que s'il y a une urgence. So long conversation or long talks that sometimes we have on the phone expose you to majority of the radiations. They make you more susceptible to the waves. Okay, prefer therefore using text messaging, les SMS, your WhatsApp and all that. Et ne téléphone que s'il y a une urgence. And do not telephone, but if there is an urgent need. Okay, so telephone only when you have really urgent needs that you need to communicate. Otherwise, prefer using text messages. Change régulièrement d'oreille. Regularly change the ear that you're using. Don't keep sticking the phone to the same ear all the time. Il faut éviter le portable quand le signal de réception est faible ou quand tu roules en train ou en voiture, car c'est alors que les ondes sont les plus fortes. So it is one situation when you need to avoid using the phone is when you're in a public transport situation. Second is when your reception signal or your range is very weak, or also when you are again in a public space like a train or in a car. Rouler is to move. Okay, so when you're traveling in a train or in a car, why? Because this is when c'est alors que les ondes sont les plus fortes. That is also when the radiations are the strongest. Les plus fortes, superlative. And the last point is quand tu achètes un portable, when you're going to buy a phone, il faut demander au vendeur le DES, débit d'absorption spécifique de chaque portable, et choisir un portable qui a un DES très bas. So, it is necessary to ask the seller, the vendor, about the DAS, which is the specific absorption rate, débit d'absorption spécifique de chaque portable of each phone, among other things, obviously the look of the phone, the price and all that, et choisir un portable qui a un DAS très bas, and choose the phone which has the lowest or the least DAS, the débit d'absorption spécifique. Now, what is the function of the DAS? What does it tell you? Le DAS mesure la puissance des ondes absorbées par ton corps. That's why it's important to check that it has a low DAS, because what does that do? It measures the power or the strength of the waves, la puissance, strength or power, which get absorbed by your body. So the lower it is, the better it is for your health. Hope these tips will help you to use the phone more effectively and in a way that is less harmful to your own health. Thank you.